What's up, guys? Zach Wint with Gamify Real Estate. I am super excited to share with you one of my most powerful models here. It's called the 7C training, and I'm going to pull it up here right now. This is a culmination of many years of work. This is something that I have helped agents really grow their business by 80%. Year over year. And when I say agents, these are some of the top people, the mega agents in real estate. They're powerhouses. You know, they're grossing $1 million or more in real estate, grow their business by 80% a year. In my industry, in the real estate coaching industry, 20% growth year over year is good. 30% is great. 80% is pretty much unheard of, and it's not me doing the heavy work. It's me teaching the model and then implementing the model. So let's get into this model real quick. I want to share this with you. So here we see the Gamify Real Estate 7C training. If you want a copy of this, go find our private Facebook group. Just search Gamify Real Estate. It's the private Facebook group. Join that, and you can get a copy of this for free, 90 free. But I want to get into this. So look at the top here, the capture phase. These growth circles is what I call them, is where 40% of your business is going to come from. These are marketing tools that we use to bring business into bring business into your world so that you can close the business here. The top one on the top left there, LSA. These are Google Local Service Ads. This is arguably the cheapest bang for your buck, best way to get leads right now in the real estate industry. They cost about $50 a piece. And I know this because I coach real estate agents all over the nation, and it works out to be about $50 a piece. And my agents are closing easily 1 out of 5 of these. So said another way, if the average commission in the nation right now is about $10,000, you're going to spend $250 or less to get a closing. So how often would you give me $250 if I gave you $10,000? I think the answer is all day, every day is the answer for that. So Google Local Service Ads, and there's a bunch of other flywheels in here that we're going to get to more in this channel. So make sure you subscribe, and I'm going to go into depth with those. But 40% of our business comes from this top group here. Now I want you to look to the bottom here. And actually, before we go to the bottom, I want to point out one more thing. You can see on the bottom right of the capture phase, it says red light, green light. This is a critical year to be practicing red light, green light. We don't want to spend more money. We want to be incredibly profitable this year because this is going to be a challenging year. This is a transitioning year in real estate. You know, for the longest time, we saw real estate just going up and up and up and up and up and up. And now it's hitting a plateau. And in many areas, it's going to start to come down. And so if we spend $1 in marketing, we better be seeing $5 coming back. So that's what I mean by red light, green light. Local service ads, what I just talked about, spend $250 and 10 grand. That definitely checks that box for the red light, green light. We're going to green light that all day. We want all the leads we can get from local service ads. Now, 60% of our business comes from the bottom half of this graph right here. You can see as we bring leads into our world, we push them one of 3 ways. Either we kick them to the curb. If they're jerks, we don't work with jerks. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we kick them to the curb. And you guys know, you experienced agents know, if you've had 10 transactions, you know, and one person's a jerk, that one jerk is going to take up more time than the other 9 altogether. So you kick the jerk to the curb, you release them to the wild. They can go work with another real estate agent. We're going to work with them. And here's the other thing, jerks refer jerks, right? And so the good people, the awesome people, we're going to pour into those. We want referrals from them. We don't want any referrals from the jerks. So those guys get kicked to the curb. Some of the leads that we generate, they're not going to be ready to do something in the next 12 months. So we put them in what we call the cultivate phase. This cultivate phase right here is where the majority of your business is going to come from. 60% of your business is easily going to come from this cultivate phase right here. When we cultivate people, this is our touch campaign that we reach out to people here. So when we're cultivating them, what we want to do is build a touch campaign that builds rapport with these people. Now, I want you to write this word down, because if you're not getting at least a 10% return from your database, so for every 100 people you have in there, 10 pieces of business, we're not in rapport with the database. That's usually the biggest reason you're not getting the referrals or the people saying, hey, come help me sell my house. My definition of rapport is when they know you, they like you, they trust you, and they know you have the best solution for them. This is arguably their most expensive asset that they own. If they're selling their house, this is the most expensive thing that they own. They want to do it with an expert. They want to do it with a person that's the best person for them. Typically, getting them the most amount of money is usually what sellers care about the most. So when we articulate to that, I am the only choice, I am going to get you the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle on your part, you're going to get those referrals. Rapport, make sure you write that down. They know you, they like you, they trust you, they know you have the best solution. Our touch campaign, everything that we do to indoctrinate in a good way these people is built around building more of that rapport. Think about it. When you look at the size of your database, did you get a 10% return? If you didn't, massive opportunity here. This is where I would start right here in the beginning. When I start coaching with people, we look at this immediately. Are you getting that 10% return from the database? Before we go spend money on marketing, let's lock that down because it doesn't have to be expensive. The continuity program, I'm going to touch on that just briefly here, but this is one thing that I'm super excited about. We go in a lot more in depth in the Gamify Masterclass. If you're interested in that, this is the cheapest, the most inexpensive real estate group course packed with the most value you can ever imagine. Right now it's on sale, and so you can go to gamifymasterclass.com if you're interested in that, but let's talk about the continuity program. Think about this. Ask yourself this question. Is there something that I know as a real estate agent, my knowledge, my knowledge of the market, knowledge of real estate, knowledge of investing, that I know that someone would be willing to pay me $300 a month? Think about investing. Can you teach people how to buy duplexes or multi-unit families or investment properties, whatever their flavor is, and create a powerful residual income? Of course, the answer is yes. And if not, get some books. All leaders are readers. Not all readers are leaders. That's an important law right there. All leaders are readers. Make sure you're reading. If you don't understand investment, start reading. Start doing it yourself. You guys have the insider information. Make sure that you're understanding how to invest in real estate. It's not very complicated. Once you get into some books and you start doing it, you're going to learn pretty quickly. But when you have this knowledge, a lot of you already have this knowledge, that is valuable. The easiest way in the US to become a millionaire is through buying real estate. Would somebody be willing to pay you $300 a month for your information, teaching them how to do it? And what if we had a way that we're bringing in off-market properties into our business? You share this off-market property list with them. I'm going to argue yes all day long. When you find 300 people in your community to pay you $300 a month, that's $90,000 a month. If you multiply that by 12, that's over $1 million a year. That's the continuity program that we teach in Gamify Masterclass. It's a powerful, powerful tool if you want that residual money to just keep hitting your bank account. So that's the continuity program. So going back over to the convert phase, if they meet the criteria for a lead, and I want you to write this down, a lead, there's 4 bullet points for a lead. Number 1, they're going to be transacting in the next 12 months. So in the next 12 months, they're either selling their house or they're buying a house. Number 2, we deeply understand their motivation. We want to go deep with their questions here. Why do you really want to move? It's a pain in the butt to move. No one wants to pack all the boxes and do all the things. Why do you want to move? It's a very important question to find that motivation. Number 3, we have at least one piece of their information, an email, a cell phone number. We have one piece of their information, and we have permission to follow up. Finally, number 4, they're in our CRM, whatever your CRM is. That's the best one. They ask. I get that question all the time. What's the best CRM to use? It's the one that you use. So don't worry about that. Don't overthink it. They're in your CRM and they're labeled. A 10 is going to be listing their house this month. A 9 would be listing their house next month, so on and so forth. A 10 buyer would be, I'm buying a house this month. A 9 would be next month. And so we have them labeled. Those are the 4 criteria for a lead. When we understand that at a high level, we turn this whole thing into a game. And I'm going to get more into that in future videos. Finally, we push them down. We create the RX4 experience. Again, I'm going to get into this more, but in short, the RX4 experience is what I call the perpetual business machine. This is where we grow our business like a perpetual business here. It's really kind of cool. So think about it. You take a listing. Let's say that instead of just selling the listing, if it's priced decently, I don't care where you're at in the country right now. As of right now, it's going to sell. It's got to be priced decently. So there's one sale right there. What if we got a referral during that client? We set the stage. We got a referral from that client. There's 2 pieces of business. And what if the marketing that we did on that property, we did it in such a way that we find another buyer or we find another seller? That's 3 pieces of business. I'm going to be teaching this RX4 experience here. I'm excited to share that with you, but what an eye opener. This is a powerful way to grow your business easily this year when we bring that RX4 experience. And finally, cash. We get the money. What do we do with it? As a real estate coach that has the privilege of coaching some of the top mega agents in our industry, I can tell you far too many of the mega agents, they make tons of money, but then they're spending it. They're spending it on fun things. They're spending it on more lead gen. They're spending it on hiring more people. They're not taking money off the table. This is a big issue we have in our industry, and not a lot of people are talking about it. It is imperative that we take money off the table and we put this into things that go up in value. And I'm going to tell you, the secret to staying poor is selling things that go up in value and buying things that go down. You should write that down. The secret to staying poor is selling things that go up in value and buying things that go down. When we buy things that go up in value, we create residual income. And when you figure out what your freedom number is, how much money does your family need to make in a month to pay all the bills, do all the things, when you create residual income and that surpasses that number or equals that number, you are now by definition wealthy. And when you're wealthy, you lock in those living expenses, it is super easy to become rich. And the whole point of this Gamify class, well, I'm going to argue and I'm going to leave you guys with this here. The whole point of this Gamify class is I want to find the entrepreneurs that are out there, the business owners that really want to treat this like a business, because it's my firm belief, you look at things going on in our society, there's a lot of bad stuff that's going on right now. And it's not the politicians, it's not the schools, it's not the community organizers. It's none of these people that are going to really have an impact in the world. It's the entrepreneur. It's the business owner that's going to be able to grow their money and then take that money out, of course, create, a lifestyle that they want for their family, but then go into their community and change their community in the most impactful way. There's no one smarter, in my opinion, than the entrepreneur. Certainly not the politicians or the focus groups that come up with these crazy ideas. It's the entrepreneur. We are going to be the catalyst of change. And that's a big portion of this Gamify Real Estate channel. So I hope you like this video. Please give me a comment below. If you make a comment below, that's going to help us get more membership here and really blow this up. And make sure you subscribe as well. Thanks, guys.